Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in to watch. Today's look is this look right here. It is my go-to look. I have worn this look so many times and I have gotten so many compliments on this eye look that I had to recreate it and share it for you guys. It's an easy look to recreate. It's not super complex. There is a lot of blending involved, but luckily there's not a whole lot of precision, so it's not like you have to really take your time to make clean crisp lines or anything. It's just the blending that kind of gets a little tedious. What I used to create this look was the Stila Magnificent Metal Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow in the color Kitten Karma. It's like a really pretty pinky golden color. If you want to recreate this look, I will show you how to do it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned. So the reason I'm going with my eyes first is because I'm going to be working with some glitter and there might be a little bit of fallout. Actually, I'm guaranteeing there will be some. So I'm going to start with my eyes first, that way my face won't get ruined from the fallout of glitter. And I'm going to prime my eyes with my usual Shape Tape concealer. So I usually just put like a dot, just like a small little dot. You don't need very much of this, just to get a nice coverage of, you know, the bluish veins that you might have. And then also just to give us a nice base for our shadow. But you really don't need a lot. Okay, I'm going to set that with just a regular powder. This is my brightening powder from Fit Me, Maybelline, the Fit Me line. Just a kind of brushing powder over just to make sure it's nice and matte. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see a little bit more like up close and personal. Y'all know I'm using this palette. It is amazing, and for the look that I'm going for, it's going to be a very pretty pink glittery golden look. I definitely want to use this palette because there's some really great pinkish purpley mauve colors in here. So the main two shades, or the main three shades I'm going to be using are Burnt Orange and Venetian Red right here, and also Love Letter. I'm going to start off with my Morphe M441 brush. This is my go-to brush for creating that nice transition. I go in the crease, but I go more above the crease. I'm just noticing my face is a little red right here. I'm not really sure why, but just ignore that. So I'm going to go a little bit above my crease to create my transition. The reason I do that is because my eyes are pretty small and I like opening them up more. So I go a little bit above my actual crease just to kind of fake it till we make it and act like we have a crease that's higher up, that we have a little bit more lid space to work with. And then we're going to grab some more of that shadow and bring it a little bit onto the lid as well, the outer corner. I'm going to use the Venetian Red and the Love Letter, kind of mix them together on a Morphe M441 brush. And we're going to pack that on the outer corner of the lid. And we're going to go underneath the crease shadow. Now remember, we move the crease up so we can go a little bit further up my actual crease to get right up under there. Grab that first brush we used that's still got a little bit of the transition color and just buff that in so that there's no separation or demarcation lines. Alright, as you can see, I left a little bit of lid space clear where we don't have really any product because we're going to be adding that glitter shade there. We're going to go over some of the shadow that we've put down already, but there's no need to put shadow here anyways starting off. Next, I'm going to go in with a Cozette S185 brush, and I'm going to use Cypress Umber, which is this really pretty rich chocolatey brown shade. I just really want to grab like a minimal amount and tap off the excess, and we're going to just concentrate this just on the outer tail of your eyelid. Once we've got that, I'm going to go in with the brush we use the red shades with and just buff that out. I'm using the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in the color Kitten Karma. So what I like to do is apply this where I'm going to apply it, leave it. If I let it dry, then I can go in with shadow and kind of buff it out, and we're not working with a wet product that we're trying to buff out, and it's just, it leaves it a little bit messy. After doing some experimenting, a lot of experimenting with this product, that is the way I like to use it. We're gonna go right underneath that crease that we created, and we're gonna bring it in kind of like a half cut crease, except I'm not going through the steps of cutting it with the concealer. I'm just using this applicator. Okay, so before opening my eye fully, we're gonna try and let that dry down, and we're gonna go ahead and just do the other side while we're at it. Alright, so I've let that dry down. It's not fully dry, but it's mainly dry. So now I'm gonna go ahead and buff it out. I'm gonna use that brush we used for the pinkish reddish colors, and I'm gonna go right into where we put down our new crease and cut that crease out, and we're just gonna blend that in so that it's nice and buff. If you get some glitter fallout that's coming to the outer corner, all you gotta do, grab any like cleanish brush and just kind of swipe it back into the inner corner. You definitely don't have to do liner with this look if you don't want to. I mean, it's really pretty. You could just maybe add just a black line and some mascara, some falsies, and you're good to go. Because I'm, you know, a little bit extra, I want to do some liner, some winged liner. I'm gonna first use a makeup wipe just to remove any of the glitter that fell down. And then also use just my fingertip and the wipe just to kind of clean up a little bit underneath. I'm using the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. Starting off, I like to start off in the middle and taper it to the outer section. Whatever's left on the brush, bring it to the inner section. Might have to go over it a few times because we're going over glitter. Especially if you use several layers of glitter, you might have to build up the liner a little bit so it doesn't look patchy. I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara. This is the Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. I'm gonna use my House of Lashes Lash Glue. It's got a really easy brush type applicator. So I applied just a thin layer of that onto my lashes. I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit before I apply them onto my lashes, just because I want it to be nice and tacky first. Let's go in with some foundation. What I'm going to use today is a mixture. I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Liquid Foundation. I'm going to first add the stick foundation, and I'm not doing this in any particular like pattern or anything. I'm just kind of going to rub it all over my face in sections, leaving, you know, some sections blank so that we can add some liquid. Well, and then I'm gonna pump this out and just, I don't know, randomly place some dots. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a full coverage concealer, since I'm going full coverage everything today. And I start off on the inner corners and then just drag it down, because when I first take it out of the tube, it's got the most amount of product, and that's where I like to concentrate, on the very inner corner where I get more of those blue tones peeking through. Since I do think this is quite a bit under the eyes, what I do is I grab some of the excess product off of my under eye area, and then I highlight my other areas. That's just what I like to do. I like to just, you know, pack it on, and then as I'm diffusing the color and grabbing excess product, then I like to add it to highlight other areas. Bam, look at that full coverage. Yes. Alright, now that we've got that down, I'm going to set my under eyes with the same brightening powder we used to set our lids. Oh my gosh, I look so pale. Okay, I'm going to set the rest of my face using the Fit Me powder. It's the different version of it. It's not normal to dry. This is normal to oily. I'm not oily, but I do like a mattifying powder, and it's good because it's not brightening, it's translucent. I don't like to drag just because, you know, you can kind of displace some of your foundation as you're putting down your powder, so I just like to kind of pat it and buff it into the skin. I'm gonna go with the under eyes using the same Modern Renaissance palette. I'm using the Sigma E30 pencil brush to grab some of that burnt orange transition shade. And the Venetian red and the love letter once again, packing that on the outer to middle section of the lower lash line. I'm going to use my Morphe E11. Kind of has a slant to it, which is really nice to get into the very, very outer section of the eye, really close to the lash line. Use my pencil brush again just to buff it out. I am going to now take my Colorpop liner in Swerve and just gently pull down on my eye and put it in the waterline. Pop some mascara on the lower lash line. Alright, let's bring some life back to this lifeless pale face and bring some color back with some bronzer. I'm using the Sonia Kashuk bronzer. It's the Chic Luminosity Bronzer Blush Duo in the color Glow 53. I'm using the blush that comes in the pan. I'm going to use some powder. This is just the RCMA powder that I have in a Laura Mercier tub. I'm using a dry sponge and I'm dipping it in the powder, and then I'm just going to bake my under contoured bronze area. I didn't really contour, but I kind of tried to chisel out my cheeks with that bronzer. So I'm just making sure it's nice and cut. I'm gonna let that set just for a few minutes to give me a nice brightened effect under there. I'm gonna highlight a little bit more. Obviously, our blush is very glowy, but I want to glow a little bit more. And this is the Super Shock highlighter. I always get tongue-tied. Super Shock highlighter in Strapped from Colorpop. I'm just going right over the cheeks. Then to highlight everything else, I'm using the Mary Luminizer Highlight by The Balm. What I'm going to do with this is first I'm going to pop it in the inner corner. Okay, that's not quite as bright as I was hoping it would be. So I'm going to take the shade in my palette, the Vermeer shade, which is a really pretty like pearly pink shade. And I'm going to pack that on over that. Fix Plus just to intensify things a little bit. Yeah, that's much better. The tip of my nose, create kind of like an exclamation point where you leave a little bit of a gap in the middle. It just kind of slims down your nose a little bit. Alright, we're almost done. I'm going to take more of the Stila Magnificent Metal. I want to have a little pop of that right in the inner corner of my lower lash line. So I'm just, you know, getting rid of all the excess product and just popping that right on the intersection for an added, you know, pop of glitter. You can never have too much. Let's dust off the excess powder. And I'm using a Luxie 514 blush brush to remove excess product. I'm going to do my brows off camera and then come back and finish it up with some lips and some setting spray. So I did my brows off camera. Pretty, you know, general description of how I do my brows. I've done it like this for forever. If you want to see how I do my brows, I will link a how to brow routine video down below. But now we're going to go ahead and just get on with the lips. I am using the Tarteist Lip Paint, which is a liquid lipstick, and it's in the color Rosé. This is just a sampler version of it. I've been loving carrying around these little sampler versions of the Tarte lip paint. I almost forgot that I need to spray down my face with some MAC Fix Plus, so I'm just gonna drench my face real quick. Alright y'all, this is the finished makeup look. I absolutely love this look. Try these Stila Magnificent Metals if you have not tried them already. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. The color intensity, the wearability, the blendability, the color shade ranges are phenomenal. They are a little bit steep in price. It's like $24, but I feel like it's well worth the splurge for sure. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see next in the comment section down below. Follow me on my social medias if you haven't already. All of those will be listed down in the description box, as well as all the products mentioned in this video. I love you so much. Bye. Okay, yes, I'll scoot over here. Glitter and go. I can't talk. I can't talk. I feel so good. Why are you so sleepy? Huh? It's such a hard life. Oh, you scared me. So sweet.